Hey, it's Sammy and Natalie here, and welcome to the Anxiety Compass, where anxiety isn't the enemy, it's our tour guide. We'll swap stories, share tools, and have a laugh while we find our way back to true north. Come along. Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Feels weird saying Happy New Year because it's not New Year while we're recording this, but
No.
that is still okay, right? Where do you think that you would be for New Year's Eve? Where are you right now?
I'm at home.
I love it. Usually I'm at home too, and everyone's like, "Do you
I
want
don't
to
do Chris.
go to
I
New Year?"
don't do New Year's Eve.
No, I'm shocking at it. I've tried. I went
Yeah.
to a friend's house once, and I had a cup. I don't really drink, and I had a couple of vodkas, and everyone was wondering where I was. And I was asleep in the lounge room at like 10 o'clock. I'm great. Invite me to a
I
party.
went out once
Dude.
on New Year's Eve and I think it was like 18. And I'm not a big drinker, even back then. I mean, there were occasions when I would.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting back in this nightclub and it just felt so forced. Like
Mm.
it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
You
quick.
have to have fun. It really, the whole energy of it felt really
Yeah,
off. And I was like,
I
oh,
felt
I'm not
that one
doing that
year.
again.
So New Year's is here,
Yeah.
and I don't like New Year's resolutions. Do you, Nat?
No.
No, I feel like when I had my clinic open, I had a lot of women that come in. Quite often I find I don't know about you, but I used to get a lot of bookings just after maybe a week after New Year or two because everyone
Yeah.
wanted to, get their bloods checked and get their health in check, and they joined a new gym, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be a completely different person next year. I didn't like the person that I was last year. I didn't like my life last year, so I'm going to now add even more pressure to my life by
Yeah.
creating a new person.
Yeah.
And they were often come February, they were so overwhelmed by the expectations that they had created on this new life that they couldn't keep up with it anymore. There was this anxiety, and they were yelling at their kids because no one's falling into line, right?
Yeah.
Yelling at their partner because their partner's not being supportive. And then they ended up sort of in a worse space come February, March. I don't know if you had that same experience, but that's what I
Absolutely.
was seeing. Not just in clinic, but out in society, through friends and family, and yeah. So if you're
Yeah.
listening to this, I'm wondering if you've set yourself huge expectations for 2026. Do you know,
Yes.
and this is something you've spoken about before, Nat, that an anxious brain hates the unknown and hates, I don't like using the word hate, but I'm going to use it here. It hates change.
Yeah.
Your anxious brain
It
does
really
not
does.
like change. And when you do too much, it's going to freak out. It
Yeah.
really is. I've done that. Have you ever set yourself a New Year's resolution before where it's just gone pear-shaped?
Oh gosh, I did, back in my 20s. It was just like, yeah, I was all into the new year, new me. I'm going to set this resolution. There's some studies that say that up to 91% of resolutions are broken by the end of January.
I was
Just to say.
just Googling that. How funny is that?
Yeah, no, I was, oh yeah, so
80% of people abandon them. I mean, it doesn't matter
yeah,
what you where you're reading, but
no, 80
88%
to
fail
92.
within
Yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah.
8% of people actually achieve their goals by the end of the year. I actually do a vision board, and I'm not bound to it, but I visually each year I do a vision board of not this is what I have to do, but I would
No.
ideally like these things in my life. And yeah,
That's what I do. I do more of, that's
inspiration.
where I do my little bit of a reflection
Yep.
on looking at my wins. Where did
Yeah.
what did I nail this year? What didn't I nail? Not to condemn or criticize or put myself down or see myself as a failure, but as a learning thing. I don't do resolutions, but the way I do it is I write out a letter to myself.
Oh, I love that. I've done that before.
Yeah,
You
of
post it.
all my hopes and dreams of what I would like to achieve this year. And it's never anything crazy. I keep it so simple these days. So it might be that I do a 10-minute meditation every day, or, whatever it is. So I do that New Year's Day. New Year's Eve, I open up my letter and read what I wrote at the beginning of the year.
Oh, I
And
love.
I love all over myself. I don't sit there and go, oh, it's not a checklist like, oh, didn't do that, didn't do that, didn't do that. It's because I keep it so simple.
Yeah,
I end the year on I achieved that because it was like something simple, like, yeah, I
yeah.
breathe every
Done
day.
list. Yep.
It's really,
Mm.
and so I set myself up for the new year that I've already won.
Ah, that's beautiful. I love the idea of writing a letter. I did that. I went to Dr. Libby's retreat, which was fantastic. Would have been years ago now, and she got us in such a beautiful emotional state that we wrote a letter to ourselves, and we put our address on it, and we handed it to her, and she posted it halfway through the year out to
Oh,
all of us. So we
beautiful.
got it 6 months later, and it's kind of like, oh, that's right. No, now I remember my why and why I'm doing what I'm doing because
Oh,
you were in that beautiful, vulnerable space that she puts you in. So you're so close to your heart that
yes,
when you
you're
get
so
that letter, you get
connected.
caught up
You
in
do.
doing and achieving, and we forget the reason why. But New Year's Eve, I've not so much New Year's Eve, but New Year can often cause a lot of anxiety, Nat, because
Mm,
like I was saying, our nervous system doesn't like the big leaps. And quite often, I know for me in the past, I have set huge goals. Like I've done 10 new habits, and I'm not eating gluten, I'm not eating sugar, I'm not eating dairy, I'm giving it all up. I'm going keto. I'm going back to the gym. Like I would pick something for my physical, something for this. It was just ridiculous to the point where it
yeah.
was like, every morning I'm going to get up and do yoga with Adrian's released her new package for
Oh,
new. I'm going to
yes.
do it every morning. It's like, I guess when you prepare for a marathon, you're preparing months ahead, right?
Yeah.
You literally waking up from the chaos and expecting to run a marathon the
Yeah.
next day without any preparation. And
No.
because you're not able to do that, you're getting angry at yourself and causing that anxiety of, I am a loser. I can't even stick to this new ridiculous
Yes.
diet that I wanted to start. And
Yeah.
nobody's falling into place because no one likes my new diet. And I have to, cater for everyone else in this freaking family. I mean, this is probably resonating with some people listening.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
sure it is.
and then start to overthink everything.
Yeah.
How can I make this work? I'm getting really upset. It was working for the first 10 days and now I can't keep up with this. And you start to catastrophize things, which I know that
Yeah.
you've mentioned as someone who is anxious. We catastrophize things.
We do. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're trying to do this all with a dopamine drop after the festive season as well. So you're already
Yeah.
feeling pretty lousy.
Pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't mean to poo-poo on people's resolutions because they might make my one
Oh,
year I made a
yes.
resolution which was to take more photos. Like that wasn't
Yeah.
it,
Beautiful. That's
yeah,
that's a
it
great
was
resolution.
literally
Yeah.
just taking more photos and then it got to the point where I just was like it was take a photo a day and put it on social media. And then I felt this pressure to keep up with taking
Pressure. Yeah.
photos. I'm like, far out. I forgot to take a photo, you know.
Oh no.
And then you'd have this, oh, I need to do it because I promised myself I would, and I've failed my New Year's resolution.
Oh, yes.
So perhaps we can reframe it, Nat. What do you reckon? I love the idea of
Yeah.
a vision board rather than a resolution because it's not something that
Yeah.
I have to abide by every single day. It's something that
No,
like I'm looking at my
but it's
vision board
fun.
right now, and it's got a big quote that says, "We are what we believe," which is true. It also says, "Life is better when you're laughing," which I look at all the time. You don't have to see
Yeah.
the whole staircase, just the first step. Just take the first
Yeah.
step. Like things like that are on my vision board, as well as a big clock that says, "Spend your time wisely." So
Yeah.
it's just sort of
They're
like,
lovely
um,
reminders,
yeah, and then I've
bringing you
got
back to your
pictures
center.
of Japan up there because I'm
Yeah.
obviously that was one of my goals, which I'm actually going to
Which you are. Yes.
exactly. I had a picture of the big pineapple up on my vision board because it reopened and it reminded me of my childhood and I wanted to get back there.
Yeah.
Just seeing these things and knowing that maybe they might not all come true, but every day you look at that, you put that out into the universe as something that
Yeah.
you. So I think, do you think vision boards are probably better than a resolution?
Well, personally, yes.
Mm.
because I do a vision board every year as well.
Yeah.
I keep it on that's my wallpaper on my computer.
Oh,
So
I
it's
have
there
that.
every time
Yeah.
I open my computer.
A big cork
But for
board.
some people don't. I mean, vision boards never used to resonate with me.
Mm.
It's probably only in the last 7 or 8 years, really, that I've enjoyed doing them. But I think also before that, because I had so much anxiety, there was so much expectation.
Of the vision
I
board.
had, it had to be perfect.
Oh
I had to find
no.
the perfect picture. I had to
Um,
find the perfect phrase, so I wouldn't do it because
yeah, that's
I would
true.
actually go into a panic attack about it.
Oh my goodness.
Like
I
seriously.
totally get it. Do you know, I do what I do
Oh,
now. My vision board sort of comes to life over a matter of months, not
yeah,
so when it's like a cork board and it only has three or four things, and then I see something and I go, oh, I'm going to print that out, put it on
oh,
my board. Like it's
yes,
like being present and in that intuition of knowing and oh, I really like that. I'm going to print it out and
yeah,
put it on my board. Not looking
yes,
and finding, and it has to come naturally. I find some of these
exactly.
vision board classes that people do are they're great, but I often find if you're not in the mood, you're kind of forcing something that isn't real.
Pressure, a lot
Yeah,
of pressure,
exactly.
or could
So
be. Yeah,
that's definitely, and I also in that in between space, which is what we're talking about in another episode, I also used to force myself to have that done before New Year. And so
yeah,
I spend that panic of trying to make this perfect vision board before New Year's Eve. It's just a freaking day, people. Do it in on the 1st of February if that
exactly.
works for you, or even the 3rd
Yeah,
of February, or the 8th of February. I
Chinese
actually,
New Year. I actually
yeah.
do a lot of my New Year stuff because I do love and practice a lot of Chinese rituals and that sort of thing. Is that my true New Year is the Chinese New Year. But then
Ah,
again, I've
that's
got another New
beautiful.
Year of my birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an arbitrary date of January 1 is our new year. You can have 5 different New Years throughout your new year.
Exactly. And like even like I was saying to my son because he was talking about New Year's resolutions in the car, I said to him, mate, you know what? I one of my things that I noticed because I'm very intuitive with my body is I was allowing because I do talks on sugar at schools like high schools and that the few of them asked me to do more talks on sugar and so I would buy sugar like foods like cereals and lollies and things and bring them into the classroom. I don't love doing this, but it's quite often it's part of the curriculum in high schools. And we talk
Yeah.
about reading food labels and that, but then I would bring the foods home and we would eat them because, I'm not going to waste stuff. And so it got to the point where I was allowing a lot of, high processed foods into our for home again, which is fine. But
Yeah.
I could sense that it was impacting on my blood sugar and I was getting addicted to it and I started having those cravings. And rather than
Yeah.
waiting for New Year, I just decided on a Wednesday morning that you know what, I'm gonna pull out some of my raw cookbooks that I've got. Like I've got a Dr. Libby one, which I love. And I'm just gonna pick 2 or 3 recipes this week and
Yeah.
didn't throw everything out. I just thought I'm just gonna make these and freeze them and
Yep.
slowly just have them as I fix some things. And it's been what 3 weeks now, and the sugar cravings are gone. And there was no
Yep.
pressure because I didn't have to do it
No.
on a date or anything.
A
I just
day.
being connected with who I was as that
Yes.
person. So I find reframing it so we don't need to reinvent ourselves at New Year. A 5 degree shift, people, not a
Yep.
180. A five
No.
degree shift is plenty. Like
Yes.
you look at some people who have written successful books and that, and quite often, like the Atomic Habits, it's the tiny
Yeah.
small things that we
It
introduce,
is.
and it sort of goes over time, one step at a time. And
Yep.
so, thinking of writing down every single thing you want to change about your life, and just picking one thing, just
Yeah.
one, and doing that for
Yep.
a couple of weeks or so until you've sort of integrated it into what you're already doing. Sleep
Yep.
is often a big one that I start with because if your sleep's all out of whack, like that's not great. So,
No.
setting yourself a better sleep routine could be one.
Yep.
Your body
And 21
already knows.
days. Set it for 21 days.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
21 days to create a new habit.
Yes, I've read that. I've read that
Takes
it could
90
be,
days for that habit to become part
yeah,
of your
I was gonna say from 21 days.
routine. Yeah.
So your body because we're all about listening to our body and connecting. That's what the
Yep.
whole compass, anxiety compass is about, right? Listening
It
and
is.
going to your true north. Your body already knows the next steps that you need to take. Oh, it
It really
does. The
does.
body is very, very smart. And to trust the compass. So when you sit and you drown out that noise, which is what you do with your meditation and your breathing, the first thing that comes up is often the thing that you need to work on. Do you
Yeah.
find that your in it, what do they call it? Your subconscious mind. Well, the first thing that comes up is often the thing that your body is telling you. Your brain will take over and say, no, 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 it's the
Yep.
gym. I've got to lose weight. But the
Yep.
first thing that probably came up was maybe you got a toxic relationship in your life and that person came up. Maybe you
Yep.
need to look at a boundary there or have
Yep.
a hard conversation. That could be your
Yep.
first step.
Yep.
Scary stuff. And all of a sudden, all that
It,
anxiety and worry will disappear and you'll have a clearer space mentally,
yeah.
physically, more energy. And all of a sudden, going to the gym will be that little bit easier if that's that thing that you want to do. What
Yeah.
do you reckon? Do you agree
Yeah.
with me in that?
100%. Absolutely. Like
Yes.
that's it's a big part of what I do, who I am, is learning to and listening to your higher self. So
Yeah.
whether you call it your subconscious mind, your higher self, your gut instinct, whatever it is, listen to it. It's never ever wrong.
Yeah. And that's it, coming from the core. Don't just do a ticking box thing that you find that John or Joan down the road are doing. It's a new 30-day, this and that, and we're going to hit all the markers. It might make you feel good, but are you going to be able to continue that and incorporate that into your everyday life slowly?
Yeah.
So when we look at the framework of things that can make us feel better. We're looking at things like physical, emotional, chemical, spiritual. Like these are all areas that we look at with
Yeah.
New Year, New Me. The physical, as I mentioned, sleep is a big one. So getting a bit of better sleep, that could be the first thing that pops up. Or
Yep.
perhaps you're feeling like you're not drinking enough water. Maybe that could be the one thing that you change. Or
Yeah.
maybe, and this is something that's been popping up heaps for me, Nat, is
Yeah.
changing the type of exercise that you're doing
Yeah.
because I'm hard at the gym and I had a few weeks off. I'm back again and my back's aching and my knees aching again. And maybe
Yeah.
it's not the
Again.
right
Okay.
form of exercise. Maybe you need
Yeah.
some gentle qigong or tai chi. Did I say that
Yoga,
right?
Tai
Qigong?
Chi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Qigong,
Mm,
Tai Chi, gentle yoga. So some
yeah.
Hatha yoga or Yin yoga.
Or
Even
maybe
some
it's
gentle Pilates.
exactly, but I find with some women, they often think I that's not going to help me lose weight. Yeah. If your goal, which I wonder why your goal is that, for what purpose? If your goal is to lose body fat, maybe your body is holding on to body fat and refusing to let it go because you're constantly anxious and going
Yeah.
hard at the gym is actually making things worse.
Yeah.
Maybe changing, because if you've ever read the Gabriel method, he was really struggling with body fat his whole life. It was his job. He moved to Australia. He didn't change his diet or routine of exercise. He just moved and changed his job. His job, we were working on Wall Street. He was
Yeah.
so stressed that the weight just dropped off him because it was what he was doing every day, not what he
Yeah.
was eating. Isn't that interesting? Um,
Yep.
so that could be it. Emotional. Maybe you need, and I know that this might be a trigger for some, but maybe you need to go and see someone to talk to or therapy. Maybe you need that deeper
Yeah.
support and booking in.
Yes.
That could be your new you, new me thing. Booking in to have a chat with someone about setting a boundary about someone toxic in your life.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And journaling on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or connecting with someone like,
Connecting more.
yeah, I know on my vision board I had pictures of people I wanted to connect with more. Those are the
Yeah.
people that make you feel so light and happy, like you, Nat. I love spending time with you. We
Oh.
giggle and you can feel yourself sort of in that beautiful space. And so,
And be honest with yourself when you're looking at the people in your life. It's again, it's not about criticizing or judgment, but just if just when you leave the presence of someone, when you're walking away, how do you feel, honestly, after you've
Mm.
been around that person? Do you feel inspired or calm and grounded, happy, full of possibility, full of joy,
Mm.
just or just a sense of just yeah, like calmness? Or are you walking away and you're stressed, or you're teary, you can't sleep well that night, you're more short-tempered, you feel less about yourself?
Yeah.
Really look at your relationships and yeah, focus more, spend more time with those people, as Sammy said,
Yeah.
that do
Value.
nourish you, that you walk away from feeling
Mm.
like a better person, like you feel nourished.
And not having conversations in your head about what you should have said to.
Oh, yes.
I wish
Yeah.
I'd stuck up for
Yes.
myself and said this. It's too late now.
Yeah. You want
Yeah,
more ease.
definitely. Absolutely. Definitely. Connection could be your thing. So maybe I know for me, I get I use Google Calendar, but I have a
Yeah.
particular color for things that light my soul up for connection. My
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, I pick a color, and if your calendar's there's no connection at all locked into your calendar, think of the people you really want to catch up. That could be your New Year thing. New Year, new me.
Yeah.
There's no pressure, but connecting with those people and putting it in your calendar. That could be it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it sets off this and rebook when you leave.
Yes.
When can we meet up next? And keeping it set in stone because I often find
Yes. Honor it. Honor
we
that.
yeah, we delete and get rid of those things because we think we don't prioritize it. And I think we need to prioritize connection in this day and age. That's a big one.
Absolutely. Before
Chemical.
we move on to the next thing, hang on, just before we move on to the chemical, have you noticed so far that the things that we've been talking about is about adding in nourishing, lovely, yummy things into our life rather than depriving ourselves, removing things?
Yes.
Just thought I'd point that out to everyone that this is about, yeah, giving back to yourself rather than depriving and taking away.
Exactly. Add. I'm all for adding. Add.
Adding,
And then those
add,
other
add.
things will sort of dissipate in the background because you'll enjoy
Yeah,
these
they
other things
will.
more. But this is where we move on to chemical, and
Yes,
that's
chemical is different.
well,
Yes.
yeah. So the blood sugar thing, I do talks on stress, and the biggest stress
Yeah.
on our body, people often think it's work and it's this. It's actually blood sugar dysregulation is the biggest
Yep.
stressor on the body. So
Yes.
if you've got some serious sugar cravings, perhaps that's the thing you need to focus on. And exercise can definitely reduce that. But
Yep.
one of the biggest things that helps with blood sugar cravings is throwing in the fats and the
Yep.
proteins in our meals and
Yep.
working out that could be the one thing that you focus on, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Thinking
No.
about all the times where you've had sugar, like, and I mean like concentrated sugar, maybe you drink a lot of soft drink. Maybe you can switch it out
Yeah.
with something else, and that could be your thing, rather than
Yeah.
overhauling. Like, I know for me in the past, I've been, I have to get rid of sugar, and I've got to get rid of dairy, and I've got to get rid of wheat, and I've got to get rid of this.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you're doing a 180 there, just a
Yeah.
5%, 5 to
5%. Do a little
5%.
swap. Or
Yeah.
like chocolate. You eating chocolate, just swap it to a 70 or minimum 70%
Yeah.
cocoa sh chocolate. So you're eating a darker chocolate.
Then
You're
that,
still
yeah.
having the chocolate. You're not depriving yourself. You're just
Having that and
reducing the
that
sugar.
awareness too. Why are you doing it? For what are
Yeah.
you using it as a way to escape a certain situation? Is it making you
Yeah.
feel better in
You're
the
eating your
afternoon?
emotions.
Maybe you're in a job that you don't like, and the sugar in the
Yeah.
afternoon is your one tiny piece of excitement for the day, which I
Yeah.
get. So
Yeah.
I used to go
Totally.
for a crunchy when I was younger, crunchy bar,
Yeah.
and I'd let it bubble on my tongue. And I do remember one of the older guys that worked there who was very health conscious said to me, if you have one of them every day, Sam, it's going to catch up to you. I'm like, shut up. This is my
Yeah,
one
what are
piece
you
of
doing?
joy.
Exactly. I used to do that with violet crumbles and letting the
Yeah, let it
honeycomb
bubble in my mouth. Oh,
bubble
now
on my tongue. Yeah.
you're making me, yeah, all funny. I'm just trying to balance my blood sugar here, Nat. What are you talking about? So
Oh,
blood sugar,
sorry.
yeah. Throwing in things to help with blood sugar, true cinnamon powder, or looking at
Yep.
specific magnesium can help with blood sugar dysregulation.
And
There's lots of
even
things.
having something like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar just before you eat. helps to curb that sugar spike.
And I read in a book somewhere, I always say that I need to keep tabs of all the books that I read. I read too
I
many.
know, I should too. Yes.
But it was a doctor, and she was talking about the order in which you eat food. So if you do go
Oh,
out,
I was going to bring this up. Yes.
yeah, so
Yes.
have your salads,
Have your
your
fiber
starchy
first.
ones, but your water-based salad. So eat your,
Yep. Or,
lettuce.
or your veggies, so
Then
your
have
good
your
fibers, your
proteins
protein.
and that, and
Yep.
then have your chips. Like if you're going out for steak at a
Have your
pub.
carby stuff
But
then.
isn't it
Yeah, at
interesting? Because
pubs.
I said this, and if you're at a pub and you're sitting down, they give you a lot of water, so you're actually drinking too much water because you're
Yeah.
waiting for your meal, so you've gotten rid of
Yes.
stomach acid. Then
Yep.
you've got your alcohol or soft drink coming out, so you're filling up on sugar. Then they
Yep.
might bring garlic bread to the table, so you're filling up on sugar. And so you're actually going to end up overeating because your blood sugars are already out of whack because you haven't got
Exactly.
that buffer. So
Yep.
even just ordering, I know in some cultures they order like a salad before they eat
Yeah.
anything to have that
Americans do.
buffering.
Like that's a really common thing. They have
Yeah.
their a salad before their meal. I used to think they were crazy
Yeah,
until
but
I
it's
started studying and realized, oh,
yeah, the order in which you're eating. So
yes, this is a
that
good
can be a
thing.
change. Like maybe you're not changing what
Yeah.
you're eating, maybe it's the order in which you're eating it.
That
If you
simple
over
thing. Yep.
chips, you'll find that you'll eat less because your
Yeah.
blood sugar, things will slow down and you'll get fuller quicker and slowing down when you
Yep.
eat.
Yep.
That's a good one. Last one, I mean, there's so many different avenues, but if you're, I know this big one, this is a big one for me, is the spiritual next year. And I know a few people might, oh, I just banged the microphone. Sorry about that, guys. I actually have a friend who's quite religious. She's into Christianity. And there's
Yeah.
been a lot of messages for me to read the Bible. I've never read the Bible, Nat, and
Oh, haven't
no,
you?
and I've had a lot of things popping up. I mean, I know I'm making those suggestions out in the universe and Google Ads is listening to me. But I'm really interested in understanding it because there are so many interesting messages in that book, like metaphors and
Mm.
that I've
Yeah.
seen, and I just thought I'm really interested in
Yeah.
learning and interpreting. Like I find some religions fascinating.
Yeah.
I do,
Same.
for me personally, and some people don't believe this, but I do believe that there's something else out there.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're all just randomly here. I feel like there's something connecting us all, and I don't think science is there yet. Science always catches up in one way or another, but I don't think
Literally.
there. Like qi, for example, in
Yeah.
Chinese medicine, we have that energy.
Exactly.
I can feel it pulsating in me.
Yes.
And even the moon.
I agree with you
But
100%.
I would love to next year. I'm not going to force myself, but I would love to learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Explore it.
Yeah, or even just sitting with your values. Like there's just
Yeah.
so many things that you can do without doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And that's actually
Yeah.
one thing that I do a lot with in my coaching clients
Mm,
is doing a values evaluation assessment. And the way it's done is really, really interesting. I mean, you're
mm,
an NLP practitioner as well.
yeah.
So doing just maybe exploring what your values actually are, because sometimes when you do some exercises, the values that you thought you had actually aren't true anymore.
My top value was death for a while there. That was awful. I didn't realize you could have a negative
Yes.
death. I didn't know you could have a negative value. Death.
Yeah. Oh,
Spent
wow.
a lot of it was one of my top priorities, and it was one of the things that most because a lot of the things we do sort of are driven by our value system. And so
Yeah.
I
So it was
wasn't
a
trying to be
motivator, was it?
healthy. I was trying to avoid dying for
Yeah, a motivator to not die.
exactly. And that's where that
Oh,
orthorexia came into play.
yeah, of course.
It kind of shocked me a little bit when I learned that. It's
Yeah.
obviously not there now. I've come to
No.
terms with the fact that we all die at some point, but no one really knows what the afterlife is. And I think
Mm.
exploring the spiritual side can and ease that anxiety around death. I think we should do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah,
Anxiety,
I agree.
dying. Uh,
Yeah.
it can really control your life because anxiety is
Yep.
a controlling thing, right? Micro goal setting. Atomic Habits is a great book if you're looking for something to
It
read.
is.
One habit, maybe one boundary, one nourishing ritual. one thing to let go. Like we were talking about
Yep.
adding, but sometimes you can let one thing go.
Yeah.
What can you let go? Because that can often cause a lot of heaviness if we're holding on to
Can.
a
Yeah.
relationship, perhaps. I know that sounds
Yeah.
awful, but
No, but
sometimes,
sometimes it doesn't even have to
mm,
be like a love relationship. I mean, it might be, but even just friendships that you've grown
mm,
out of. Not everyone is meant to be traveling along the same path as us for our entire life.
exactly.
And if you do find that you've outgrown a relationship, honor it, love it, send it on its way with love and let
Yeah,
it
don't
go.
sit there trying to force something that isn't.
No.
And I think we also need to acknowledge when the year starts and you do want to make that 5-degree change in your life. I'm going to call it a 5-degree shift, not a
Yeah.
180 degree, um,
No.
because you'll end up doing a 360. Ooh, 360. Normalizing the
Get busy.
wobble. So it's starting out should feel a bit wobbly. Maybe you do want to add movement to your life and you've joined a gym. Having that routine and habit, it's going to take time.
It
And
does.
I think
Absolutely.
like even just buying yourself gym clothes and getting yourself some shoes and finding a gym that suits and perhaps working out how you're going to get there or allow the time to do it. Maybe it's not the right
Yeah.
thing. Maybe you need to give that up and try a different method. Like it's going to be a bit wobbly. Maybe you'll fall off the gym equipment. Oops. Maybe
Oops.
you got a trainer who's horrible and you're sick of doing fist pumps for things that you didn't
Yeah.
do.
So go find a new gym. But yeah, approaching it with curiosity rather than it
Yeah.
being a, and a bit of playfulness. It's just like, okay, this gym didn't work out, or this, I don't like working out at the gym. That's what I found when I went to the gym. I was like, I actually hate the gym.
Don't like
Never
this
went back
space.
again. I
Yeah.
found other ways.
I'm gonna go swim in the pool down the road instead. Like
Exactly.
find your thing. So normalizing the wobble is really important. Do you have
Yeah.
anything? We've gone over time again. I'm going to try and edit this so we're not ridiculously over time. My laptop's about to go flat, and I've got to go pick up my dog
Oh
from the
no. Yes, we do.
apartment.
Yes, we do need to wrap
So
this up.
do you want to add anything else to that now that I've put that pressure on you of hurrying up because my laptop's going to die and my dog's at the
Yeah,
salon?
no, no, there's nothing else, Emmy. It's all good. No,
That's
honestly, no.
hilarious.
I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So no more New Year business. You can
No.
change yourself at any point. Like every
Yes.
time there is a sunrise, think of it as a
Every time.
start. Like honestly, you
Yeah.
can start afresh at any point and doing it
Yep.
slowly is key.
Yeah.
So a
Take that
quick
pressure off yourself.
exactly. Quick audience reflection. If you could choose, if you only chose a 5-degree shift this year, or it even could be for the next 3 months, whatever works for you, what direction of the compass would your body be pointing you towards? Have a think on that, and yeah, pick one thing.
Just
Amazing.
one.
Just
Yes.
one. All right. Well, I'm thinking this year as well, we're going to start getting some guests on our show, uh,
Yes.
because we might get some experts in specific areas. We were just discussing that. So if you have any particular things that you're extremely anxious about, like it could be finances, it could be anything really,
Anything.
hormones, we can get some experts on herbs and all kinds of things coming in to have a chat with you guys. What do you reckon, Nat?
Yep. I really am excited about who we're getting on.
Ah,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.